Hey, Hayden here, and this is the initial video of the new computer that I'm going to be building. That big box is nothing but the Silverstone case. As you can see, that blue line across the front of the picture of the case itself, that's actually a handle. You can reach your hand in there, and that is a handle in which you can pick the case up with. The other box is the contents of everything that's going to go into the box, except for a couple of things. There are a couple of items that I did not pick up just yet because I wanted to see how everything goes together before I decide on a large hard drive to hold video files and any other kind of card readers or anything else that I might want to get or feel that I need to get for this particular build. So with that, the next video is going to be an unboxing of the big box to see what we have in there. So stand by for that. Okay, I have taken the large box and pretty much emptied that out and seen all these goodies here. Now this particular device is this is going to be the main drive. This is a 500 gigabyte drive, shall we say, because, quotes, air quotes, because here we go, 500. It's we'll go into this in more detail in another video. I'll go through all the components and everything. I just want to show what's in the box. As a matter of fact, we should start from the ground up. This tiny box is kind of hilarious. This is the motherboard, and it's an Asus Republic of Gamers Strix Z270i gaming motherboard. So I did take a peek in this box, and this thing is tiny. This is actually the smallest motherboard I've personally ever worked with, so I find that to be a little hilarious. Now, we don't have any great big fancy Windows 10 operating system box or anything like that. They just send it to you in a little flyer thing. So we get the motherboard. Let's go to the processor. The processor is an i7. It's a Core i7. It is the 7th generation. It is the i7700K. And it LGA 1151. Again, I'm not going to go into any high definition, high detail and technology or anything, but the 1151 is the socket, and we'll talk about that when I plug this thing into the motherboard. But it's basically like a plug. Any plug you're going to plug into a wall, it's got to fit. If it's the wrong kind of plug, you can't plug it in. You're kind of silly with that. So I make sure that the 1151 matches the motherboard's socket so that I can plug it in. The other thing is this is the cooler I got for it. Now I bought a Silverstone cooler, and the reason why I bought a Silverstone cooler is if we pan over here, that's a Silverstone box. So the case that I bought for this thing is a Silverstone. I figure I better buy a cooler with Silverstone because the main reason for that was because I'm pretty sure that this cooler is going to fit into this case. So I wanted to make sure I had a cooler that fit in the case. We already talked about the drive thing, but anyway, so this is the drive. We'll put that in there, and then we bought 32 gigabytes of RAM. Okay, now that's a lot of RAM, but the 32 gigabytes of RAM that I bought, I purchased these specifically because, well, I wanted a lot of RAM, number one. Number two is 32 gigabytes of RAM is the maximum amount of RAM that I can put in that motherboard. So I bought the max, so we maxed it out. Now this is kind of a funny thing here. This is the video card, and I bought an Asus video card. Now the reason why I got the Asus video card is it's Asus. Okay, I like Asus as a company, but I bought the Asus video card because it is an Asus motherboard. I'm pretty sure that an Asus video card should work well and play well with an Asus motherboard. So with that, I want you to note here, this is the 1070 card. I'm not really big into knowing everything about every video card or anything like that. I purchased this specific one because of the height. The height of the video card can only be so high to fit in this case. So I made sure that I got one that would fit in the case. The other thing is that this video card has 8 gigabytes of GDDR5 video RAM. It's GDDR5, so graphics DDR5 RAM, or video RAM, and I didn't necessarily want that. What I really wanted was 4 gigabytes of video RAM, and the problem with that was I was going to pay $10 extra for shipping just for the card, just for the video card that's going to go in the same box as everything else. I was going to pay $9.60 or something like that, and I'm not going to pay extra shipping. Everything else was coming shipping free, so I was going to pay for extra shipping just for a video card, so I actually upgraded the video card, and that's what happened here. But look how big this box is. I just want to make a point here about, this is the video card box, and this is the motherboard. Okay, so, you know, something's going to be interesting here, so we'll check a look at that when I get to around to building this thing. But that's an interesting thing there. Now this other box here, this thing here comes with a handle on it, and I think this puppy needs it. This is the EVGA Supernova 750 watt. It's a 750, it's a 750 watt power supply. And it says gold power supply, it says 80 plus gold. Now I know that these ratings mean something. Again, I'm not getting into technology of the whole thing, but I bought this card because I want to make sure, or this power supply, because I want to make sure I had enough power to run a video card and anything else I want to plug in. Not just the things that I have already, but anything else that I want to put into the computer build. So there we got our power supply, we got our video board, we got our tiny motherboard. It's going to be hilarious. We got our processor for that, we got the cooler for it, and we got the Windows operating system. Now I said I'm going to do a dual boot on this. I'm going to have it so we can also run Ubuntu, and Ubuntu is free. So I'm going to download Ubuntu in a different way, and I'll make another video on how I install that and make it a dual boot system. And these are the RAM sticks. And then last but not least, and this box is incredibly light. It's absolutely hilarious. But this is the M2 video, I'm sorry, the video. It's the basically what is my SSD hard drive. My quote-unquote hard drive is actually a hard drive. There's no moving parts here. So I find this to be very, very exciting. And the RAM has no moving parts. It never has. But the storage, the disk drive, has no moving parts. And I believe, I'm pretty sure that any additional storage drive that I get will also not be a spinning hard drive. So we'll talk about that when we get into the build. And with that, those are all the goodies that I have. And I'll do a video on each individual component here and explain specifically why I decided on the RAM that I chose, the cooler that I selected, the processor. I'll go through all of that in real short individual videos on those. So with that, these are the components for the video video editing computer that I'm going to build out in the Silverstone SG12 case. So with that, until we see you in the next video, take care and be well.